Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dr. Namra Naim here. In my previous lectures, we discussed the class Rhizopoda, and the most important genus of the class Rhizopoda was Entamoeba. Today, we will be discussing the class Mastigophora. The class Mastigophora possess the flagella for its characteristic motility. So the parasites belonging to this class possess one or more flagella which give them the power of motility. So these are classified according to their habitat into two groups, the hemoflagellates and the oral, intestinal and the genital flagellates. So the hemoflagellates, as the name indicate, infect the vascular system and various tissues of the body and include the two pathogenic genera that are very important, the genera Leishmania and the Trypanosoma. Among the oral, intestinal and the genital flagellates, these are the organisms that infect the oral cavity, the intestines and the genital tract, and these are mostly non-pathogenic. So we will be discussing the hemoflagellates, and the important genus hemoflagellates is the genus Leishmania. The genus Leishmania has the following species: the Leishmania donovani, the Leishmania tropica, the Leishmania major, Leishmania mexicana, Leishmania ethiopica, the Leishmania brasiliensis. We will be discussing the genus Leishmania donovani, the Leishmania tropica and the Leishmania brasiliensis. So today we will be discussing about the Leishmania donovani. The geographical distribution of Leishmania donovani is that it is present worldwide, especially the Southeast Asia, the Mediterranean and the parts of Africa, South America and the Indo-Pakistan. The habitat in man, the parasite, is always intracellular and it involves the reticuloendothelial system, that is the liver, spleen and the bone marrow. What is the reticuloendothelial system? These are the macrophages that are responsible for defense mechanism, that is the immunity. So the macrophages present within the skin, the Kupffer cells of the liver, and the macrophages present within the spleen, the bone marrow and the microglia of the brain, these constitute our reticuloendothelial system. So in man, this parasite is present intracellularly as Leishmanial aflagellar or amastigote. The intermediate host is the sandfly and it harbors the leptomonad, the flagellar or the promastigote form. So the characteristic morphology: in men, the Leishmania donovani is present as Leishmanial, the aflagellar or the amastigote form. This is basically the round to oval bodies that are 2 to 4 micrometers in diameter. The nucleus is round to oval and is present in the center of the cell or along the side of the cell wall. A rod-shaped structure known as kinetoplast is present near the nucleus, and from this structure a thin flagella appears to take origin, and this flagella is responsible for the motility of the organism. So a delicate filament known as axoneme extends from the kinetoplast to the margin of the body and it represents the root of the flagella. The amastigote or the aflagellar form are also referred to as the LD bodies, the Leishmania donovani bodies. So this is the characteristic morphology: the round to oval shape along with the central nucleus, the rod-shaped kinetoplast and a thin flagella that is appearing from the nucleus to the margin of the cell. The second form that is present within the sandfly, that is the intermediate host, is the leptomonad, the flagellar or the promastigote form. So this is the spindle shaped structure. The promastigote form is the spindle shaped structure measuring about 15 to 20 micrometers in length. The nucleus is present in the center and the kinetoplast is present at the anterior end, and from this the flagella arises, which may be of the same length as the body or even longer. So this is the characteristic leptomonad, the flagellar or the promastigote form, the cylinder or the spindle shaped structure with a thin flagella at the anterior end and the nucleus in the central location. Now coming to the life cycle of the Leishmania donovani. In man, the organism is transmitted by the bite of the infected sandfly, that is the blood-feeding organism, the phlebotomus. And the sandfly carries basically the leptomonad, the flagellar or the promastigote form in its interior gut or the pharynx. So whenever the sandfly bites the man, the parasites gain access to the mononuclear phagocytes of the skin, where they are transformed from the promastigote form into the amastigote form and divide until the infected cell ruptures. So the released organism and then infect the other cells, and at the same time some of these amastigote are carried to the viscera through the blood, where they produce the generalized infection of the reticuloendothelial system. This is the sandfly which bites and transferred the promastigote form of the organism within the human body. And this is the presence of the LD bodies, the dot-like structures within the reticuloendothelial cell, that is the monocyte macrophages of the skin. Now the life cycle in the sandfly. The sandfly acquires the organism during its blood meal from the man. The amastigote form that is present within the man, when it enters the sandfly, it is transformed into the flagellar or the promastigote form, from where it is carried to the anterior gut and pharynx of the sandfly, where it is packed, and then when the sandfly again bites the man, the parasites are transferred to the other infected host. So this is the characteristic life cycle of the Leishmania donovali. On number 1, the sandfly takes the blood meal and injects the promastigote parasite into the skin of the man, and within the human, the promastigotes are phagocytosed by the macrophages of the human body, and then these promastigotes are transferred into the amastigotes inside the macrophages, and after their transfer and transformation they multiply within the cells of the various tissues and are carried to different organs of the human body, that is the reticuloendothelial cell, leading to the characteristic infection. Then some of the amastigotes, whenever the sandfly takes the blood meal again from the human body, are transferred to the sandfly, from where they are transformed into the promastigote stage in the midgut of the sandfly, that is mentioned on the number 7 stage, and then they divide in the midgut and migrate to the proboscis, that is the interior pharynx and gut of the sandfly. Now coming to the pathogenicity of Leishmania donovani, it causes the characteristic disease that is referred to as the visceral leishmaniasis, the kala azar, or the dum-dum fever. The Leishmania donovani organisms in visceral leishmaniasis are rapidly eliminated from the site of infection, so there is rarely a local lesion, although minute papules have been described in children. So they are localized and undergo multiplication within the mononuclear phagocytic cells of the liver, spleen, lymph nodes, the bone marrow, and other organs. So initial symptom occurs 1 to 4 months after the infection, that is the fever with rigors and chill, that is continuous or remittent and then becomes intermittent and may show a double rise within 24 hours. So the spleen and liver become enlarged, and with the progression of the disease, the characteristic skin appearance occurs, that is the tough, dry and hyperpigmented skin of the area of face, and that is why the disease is referred to as the Kala Azar, that means the black disease. There is severe muscle wasting. The chronic disease renders the patient susceptible to other infections, and untreated disease results in death within the 2 years. So this is the characteristic appearance of the person with the visceral leishmaniasis or the Kala Azar. As you can very well appreciate the dry, tough and the hyperpigmented skin of the face. Then this is the profile view of a teenage boy suffering from visceral leishmaniasis, showing splenomegaly, the distended abdomen and severe muscle wasting. And on the right side is the 12 years old boy suffering from visceral leishmaniasis. The boy exhibits splenomegaly and severe muscle wasting. Now coming to the complication of the visceral leishmaniasis, The post-Kala-Azar dermal leishmaniasis is the most common complication of visceral leishmaniasis, and it is characterized by a macular, maculopapular, or the nodular rash. So this is the characteristic complication, the post-visceral leishmaniasis skin disease. Now about the immunology of the Leishmania donovani. The pathogenesis of Leishmaniasis is basically the cell-mediated immunity to the parasite. The IgM and the IgG levels are extremely elevated both due to specific antibodies and the polyclonal activation. Now how we can diagnose the Leishmania donovani through microscopic examination, the hematology, the culture, the serological test. Upon microscopy, the stained peripheral blood films may show the Leishmania donovani or the LD bodies within the macrophages and the neutrophils. These characteristic bodies have the blue cytoplasm, the pink to violet nucleus, and a bright red kinetoplast. The stained smears prepared from the aspirates of the liver, spleen, and bone marrow may reveal parasites in positive cases. And the lab examination reveals leukopenia. So there is monocytosis, lymphocytosis, anemia, and thrombocytopenia. The organisms can be cultured on triple N and the Tobes medium, and it reveals the characteristic promastigote form. So this is the characteristic microscopic or the histological appearance of the LD bodies within the tissue. That is, the macrophages or the histiocytic cells are packed with the characteristic dot-like structures that may show the blue cytoplasm, the violet nucleus, and the bright red kinetoplast. This is again the high magnified picture of the LD bodies. As you can very well appreciate, the Leishmania donovani with the nucleus and the kinetoplast. Upon serology, the formol gel aldehyde test of Napier, the indirect hemagglutination antibody test, the indirect fluorescein antibody test, and the PCR test can be used to diagnose the Leishmania donovani. The skin test, the Montenegro intradermal skin test, the delayed hypersensitivity skin test indicates the past exposure. Now how this Leishmania donovani infection can be controlled. The prophylaxis, the control measures involve the vector control and the avoidance, and immunization has not been effective. The treatment is the sodium stibogluconate, the pentostem, which is the characteristic drug of choice for the treatment of Leishmania donovani. The pentamidine acethionate is used as an alternative drug. So thank you so much for patient listening. In the last lecture, we will be discussing the Leishmania tropica and the Leishmania brasiliensis.